Hey guys, welcome back. I have another book review for you today. To continue our month of true crime for October, I've read Chase Darkness with Me by Billy Jensen. I gave it 4 stars. As you can see, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really interesting, and it was a little bit unlike any kind of true crime book that I've ever read before. So, Billy Jensen is a journalist, and he was writing about unsolved crime, and he figured out a way to help solve crimes, which I think is really cool. I think that if you are like a true crime junkie, if that's something that really interests you, that's always something that you like want to do. Like, can I help solve this murder? Can I put these clues together in a way that no one else has, or a way that like they haven't really thought of it, whatever, to try to figure out how to solve this crime. I like, for instance, I think that if you read about like Jack the Ripper, like everyone tries to decide who Jack the Ripper was. It's like a huge mystery. I know who I think it is. You might think it's someone else. So Jensen was able to do this, and he did this in a way that all you might be like, duh. It's a way that all of us recognize. He used Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter because their algorithms allow you to pay to boost an ad, but target specific groups. So he could target, he could have a crime scene, and then he could target like a 2 block radius in either direction, just people, of this age, sex, gender, whatever. He could target like that and get the people who are most likely to know something to be able to tell him what they knew, which I think is kind of cool. I've never seen a targeted Facebook ad or targeted Instagram ad like that personally. I guess I do not fall in any demographic where either they're using that or they think that I would be of use. But I think it's really interesting because that's something that all of us get. We all get targeted Facebook ads or targeted Instagram ads. Twitter, not so much, but like almost all of the ads on my Facebook and Instagram are either books or makeup. So if you search for something a lot, you'll get targeted, and sometimes it'll say it's just because like you're this age, or sometimes it'll say because you looked at this, you can always see why. So I think that that's really interesting. That's something that we see every day, and I would remember if I saw one that was like, can you help me solve this crime? So I think that's just really cool. I thought it was cool the way that he told the story. So it all started out when he was a kid in Long Island. His dad would read him like bits from like the newspapers and everything, and he was a kid when the Son of Sam was in New York City. So he remembered that, and as he got older and started doing journalism, he started writing about like crimes and murders, and he decided that he was only going to target the ones that they hadn't like solved yet. And through that, he was able to do that. He doesn't just talk about his successes, though. He talks about some of his failures. He talks about how even today he still struggles with some of these, and how other like citizen detectives, which are just normal people who are really interested in different things, help to solve these murders. Like one of his close friends was Michelle McNamara, who wrote I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is about her search for the Golden State Killer, who you might realize was caught like last year or the year before last, so quite recently. It's also like the Allenstown Four, which was in Pennsylvania, I think. But it was the 450 or the 255-gallon drums that they were finally able to identify the people found inside. So a lot of that has like normal everyday people who are sitting in tips, who are figuring things out that the police don't have time to do, haven't thought of, whatever. And a lot of times, when these cases go cold, there's just not a lot. But it got to the point where policemen were reaching out to Jensen to target these ads. They were looking for fugitives in Mexico. They were doing so much, and it's really cool to see the process. And like, he was spending his own money, like thousands of dollars of his own money, to try to solve these murders via Facebook, or I say mostly Facebook because that seems to be like what he was mentioning the most, but he also said he used Instagram and Twitter. So it's really interesting. It's a really intriguing story, and we kind of go back and forth between things that were happening when he was a kid, and then like things that were happening while he was investigating this. And then I think it's the last chapter of the book, he's like, I'm writing this right now. This is happening right now. And I think that that's really cool. And there's two epilogues, and one of the epilogues is just like a quick, like, this is the end of the book. I'm going to wrap it up for you. And the next one was like, by the way, this other case that I talked about throughout the whole book is like being solved right now. And I think that that's so cool. And I really think that he can kind of inspire you. If this is something that you're interested in, like, by all means, like, pursue it in your spare time, because I think one of the last lines of the book is like, what he says is he doesn't want you to get out of the book like justice or anything else. He does, but what he wants you to understand is that your job doesn't define you, and that you can do and pursue anything that you want to do. And I thought that that was like a really uplifting, like, quote. It's actually quite a long quote, but that was me summarizing. But I think it's really uplifting that that is like how he ended a book about true crime. And I think that was just, I think it was great. I really enjoyed it. I think that it, what he's done and what people like Michelle McNamara, who like pretty much found the Golden State Killer and everything else, were able to do, is like tell you that it doesn't matter that you're not a policeman, it doesn't matter that you're not a detective, it doesn't even matter that you're not in the same state or the same area as this person. Like, you can look at facts, you can listen to stories, you can put things together and send it to whoever's in charge, because like, it doesn't matter if you just do this at night or you just do it in your spare time. Like, everyone can help, and I think that's really cool. I think, like I said, I think it had a pretty uplifting message for it being like a true crime book called like Chase Darkness with Me, because that sounds like it's going to be like hard and gritty, and some parts of it were, but really it's about someone who's trying to help, and they're doing it in the best way that they can. And I just think that was really cool. I think he did a great job. He does have a couple television shows, I think probably a couple books. He's been on like podcasts, everything. So if you're interested in looking him up, like, you definitely can. He is like all around. But his name is Billy Jensen. Yeah, it was really great. I definitely do suggest this book. It is free on Kindle Unlimited. My library also had it, and I did see it at Books A Million as well. So you can probably buy it if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, and I'm sure it's on iBooks too. So you can get your hands on it if you would like, and I definitely recommend it. I think it's great. And that's all I have for you guys today. So I will be back next week. Bye.